Hi Libra, I have a message for you. We're going to get started. We're going to look at the core of the issue and then move forward toward what you're not seeing, any extra advice or anything to look out for. So Libra, I hope you're doing well. And thank you for being with me here today. I was already getting quite a bit of feelings, information. What's interesting about it though is it feels like, Libra, you're coming into this really excited sense of self, which feels well earned. So I would definitely dive into that. However, it seems like what's coming up as kind of the problem is this maybe forced bit of type of hermit energy is what I'm feeling. This is interesting. See, it's even hard to kind of spit out. I'm having a hard time even speaking. And it feels like you have so much momentum, so much energy. You see the path. There's even a little bunny here, and bunnies move fast, right? So it's like, and 34 reduced as a 7, something that you're working on over a long period of time. And it feels like it's just around the corner from kind of taking off. But that can feel really challenging if there's something you want to create and it's not able to fully come forward. This could be business, this could be just a realization of self, this could be a sudden excitement. You know, all the planets just moved direct, which is great, all the way through sometime in April. And this is the year of the Chariot. 2023 reduces to a 7, so it does have that feeling of moving forward. Now, what's interesting though, we have like New Year's, right? And with New Year's, we're supposed to feel this sense of renewal or moving forward, starting fresh. And if you're talking about the seasons and the planets, the calendar doesn't really match up. So there can be this, I think that's why there's so many kind of false starts with New Year's. It's at the end of winter, at the beginning of spring, that the planet starts to renew and starts to move forward. 333 on the clock. So there's a sense of cooperation. So I feel like that is, you know, the winter is starting to unthaw and you're starting to finally move forward. But it's like it's like a soda bottle that has a lot of carbonation. It might have been, you know, shaken just gently and it's just about to open the top. And I feel like that's what you feel like, Libra. Okay, that was a lot. Let's go ahead and move forward, all right? So we're gonna go over here. Yes, we're going over here. Let's look at that just a little bit more, and then we're gonna see what you can't see about it. That's really interesting. So the 6 of Wands and the 5 of Coins and the King of Cups kind of wants to come out with the Knight of Swords. So you do feel that the Knight of Swords and the King of Cups wanted to come out, 444 on the clock. So there is this sense of wanting to move forward quickly with something that you really love, that you have a lot of passion, drive, and determination behind. But I'm also seeing it's something that you've had great success and great hardship with. It's like created a lot of wins in your life, but a lot of lows, and possibly financially. And maybe now financially, right? Okay, we got the beep. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. All right, we're going with the same deck for what you can't see. This is getting interesting, Libra. You're always interesting. All right. Okay, so what can you not see? What's hidden? It's important to get alternate perspectives. I'm feeling the hangman. Now there isn't a hangman in this deck, but I'm feeling this energy of getting a different perspective on this situation. So, number 9, power, volcano. This is what I was describing, the feeling about the soda bottle that's like about to be opened. I think what you don't see is how quickly you're gonna go from this feeling of being kind of held back and you can't wait and you can't wait and you can't wait, and then all of a sudden it's there or it's right around the corner. Yeah, the 7 of Wands. That action moving forward right after the 6 of Wands, and it, you know, with that King of Cups coming up with the Knight of Swords, this is kind of the King of Cups and the Knight of Swords. It's like moving forward to follow what is in your heart. And maybe somewhat, you know, being defensive. I'm hearing to the logic of it. It sounds like opening a business. It feels like opening a business. It feels like as soon, you know, I've done it multiple times, and part of it is once you get in so far, you really just have to follow your heart. You have to follow your instinct. You have to move forward with it and put in the work behind it. And this looks like the year for it. The Chariot again. Okay, we're moving on. Okay, interesting. So let's move on to what can be learned. There's a switch up is what I'm hearing. I was just asked to switch decks actually twice, and then I heard there's a switch up. What is that about, Libra? Okay, what can be learned? Let's see what's happening. What's a switch up? What does that mean? I'm getting nosy. Let's see. Ghosts 20. This really talks about the challenges of your past resurfacing, at least in your mind currently, surrounding whatever this is, this energy that's about to take off. And see the birds taking off as well. It seems like there's some past fears. Yeah, I mean, it does show it here right at the beginning. It's like, and I'm seeing the Libra scales here as well, so it's interesting. It's like you're kind of going back and forth between feeling really confident about this and feeling in over your head or on the outside of. And it seems like some of that can be because of this past energy, the past challenge that you've been through. Another beep. Interesting. You know, if you think about the brain, we have neural pathways, and basically the amount that we think the same thought creates a stronger and stronger neural pathway. So you can quite literally create a habit of worry or feeling not enough or feeling like it's all going to come crashing down is what I'm hearing. But the thing is, the reason we do mindfulness techniques and meditation and a lot of other techniques actually is because you do have control over the hardwiring of your brain. Now, sometimes I'm not talking about clinical diagnosis of things that are a chemical imbalance and you need help with that. But in general, I'm talking about the habit of thinking. So because of past experience, the habit of the past experience, thinking that way because it was true at one point, is going to continuously show up. And part of what is happening that you don't see is, I'm seeing this, of course, the heart, but I'm also seeing this as the brain. And these are all the thought forms of that, you know, you would fail, or whatever feeling on the outside of. Whatever didn't work in the past keeps coming forward. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is use some mindfulness techniques to retrain, to strengthen the neural pathways that move toward this positive energy. One of them is just the act of being present. In the past, you had hard challenges. They in some way shaped who you are now. But if you keep going down the mental pathways of the past, that is what will bring shape to your life as well. So Spirit is asking you to defend these new neural pathways of power and sustainability and progression forward. Possibly you cut out things that held you back. So this could have to do with addictive behaviors. Okay, let's stay over here. What can be learned to rewire the neural pathways so your habit doesn't move toward anxiety, worry, and less than, but it moves toward, let's see what else is going on. What can be learned? The ghosts of the past that hold you back. Balance. So, you know, these two are very, they are very, very close to just opposite feelings, okay? And there's a feeling here that because of your strong mental, you're an air sign, you are strong mentally, 1313 on the clock, so there is a death and new beginning here. And I believe it's from bouncing back and forth to feeling as charismatic as you do to as low as you can feel. So what can be learned is to hold both of these feelings in the air at the same time. I know there is challenges. I know I am worthy. It's no longer going to be one or the other. How do you balance that? Let's do one more over here. And the Five of Swords with the Ace of Pentacles. When the Ace of Pentacles shows up to me, the Ace of Coins here, in this type of situation where we're talking about the idea of the mind, this is a spiritual transformation. A moment ago, we had the indication of something dying and something beginning. This is a spiritual transformation to move from the mind stuff that takes you into the lower realms of your consciousness, the first, the second, the third chakra. The first chakra deals with tribal power, the idea of safety, security, the idea of you against many. The second chakra really deals with the relationships and how we can bring forward creativity into the world. And the third is about our personal power, our self-esteem, and our trust within ourselves. And it seems like it used to be all or nothing for you, right? And that what was stealing, what was taking away the ability to really defend these positive neural pathways that you've been creating, maybe up to the last 7 months, 7 years. Okay, that was awesome. Where can you find support? Let's see. Let's go over here. Where can support be found for you? Okay, so I was just talking about that first chakra. If this sounds interesting to you, go ahead and look up the first chakra. I do teach that on my Patreon channel, how to move through understanding and healing the energetic body. However, I think just reading anything about the first chakra, because things like safety and security do keep coming up for you. So I think if you understand those points a little bit better, it'll help you to move toward that feeling of victory rather than that feeling of lack. It keeps coming up, so it seems very important. Also, where can you find support? Pleasure. So this is, I find interesting, because here I was seeing possible addiction coming in. Now remember, addiction doesn't have to be drugs and alcohol, but I think it might be for some of you. It could be just addiction to anything pleasurable or anything. And I am seeing it's like in the past. I think it's part of this ghost feeling. So Spirit is asking you to explore the idea of pleasure without this addictive quality, this addictive sense. So I don't know, that could be anything for you, right? But how do you make yourself feel good in the moment, not in a numbing sense, but in a sense that raises your awareness from the lower stages of consciousness to the higher, okay? And also I'm seeing this deer here, and the deer to me is always, it's a few symbols, but here I'm feeling a sense of gentleness. It feels like this mindfulness that kind of needs to be learned. I'm hearing working out is good, but what else? It feels like in the past, this sense of pleasure has been like 100 miles an hour, right? So maybe there's something that has more of a receptive quality. This is going to sound ridiculous, but for example, like maybe you go from hunting birds to like bird watching. And I have nothing against hunting, and it's just an example. It's like there might have been this, defensive, pushing forward quality before, but maybe you just don't realize that you can get pleasure in this receptive sense. Oh, this is important, Libra. What I'm also hearing is you have to learn to receive. Think of it. If you're building this business, but you don't know how to receive, how can you receive the bounty that should come? There's something about that. Okay, let's keep going. Interesting, Libra. This is really beautiful. Where else can you find support, or what advice? And we'll start to wrap it up. What advice is needed? Effort. Number 13, again, remember we had that death and rebirth. Yes, so there's something about giving and receiving. This doesn't mean you're not giving enough effort. It also is the color of the root chakra and the third chakra. There's something about the third chakra having the confidence, the charisma to move forward and to be a leader, and then feeling deficient in the first chakra consistently, something from the past. Equal give and take. That really needs to be balanced. You can't only put forth the effort. One more of these I'm hearing. New beginnings. The effort that you put forward is unbalanced. It really needs to have now I'm just saying the same thing over and over. There's something about that being of your nature. Okay, we're going to wrap this up because I'm just starting to get the same thing. So what advice? I hope this was helpful, Libra. If you have any thoughts, I always love to hear from you. Elephant, greatness. You know, that's kind of what this feels like. It's like you have this power and this greatness that is about to come forth, somehow has a cap on it right now, and you're kind of in this, I'm hearing, prolonged hibernation. It doesn't mean you haven't been working, but it's like something hasn't popped yet. And it probably feels like the power of an elephant, like just behind the door. Now it says, oh, I was feeling leadership. See, love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success. So easily is the point that is coming out. There is something about a little less effort, a little more ease, and that is available for you now, Libra. I hope this was helpful.